That's a long way.
Yeah, you made it. Hey, girl, how are you? I'm good. I'm so good. Thank you. Oh, we were so
That one right there. That Facebook. Yeah.
What?
So right there where it says Summit, is that a right beside it though?
I know.
I can't see it.
She didn't get the assist last week.
I know.
Oh, okay.
That's it. I'm trying to.
Yeah, we did too.
What's funny is Chloe has practiced with the second team the entire time. Yeah. She's like, I'm not even going to play, Mom. I said, you know what? Just treat it like
Let it go
a
and
training
see.
opportunity to get ready for college. And then,
Never know.
show them. How's her ankle?
She's doing good.
Did she find another brace?
No, pretty sure she did.
Okay.
I mean, I ordered one and she didn't like that one. And so she was supposed to be.
See, I can't even remember where we got that one.
I asked her to ask Chloe and I think I have no idea.
Because I looked on Amazon and said, well, maybe I got it off Amazon. And then they were looking, I think, at Academy. And we might have gotten it at Dick's. Maybe. That's the only other place I can think of.
I need to look it up by brand and see.
Yeah.
I haven't paid attention to it.
Yeah, look and see, because it was a good one.
And
Of course, it's so old, they may not even make it anymore.
it was, hard as well. But
Well, that's why she likes it, because it's old, because it feels softer but with support.
Right.
and it's not as stiff as the others.
So,
Yeah, look at the brand. Because I went through the past few years, like on Amazon, trying to find it, and I was like, see where I ordered it off Amazon. So it had to have been either Academy or Dick's if we got it.
She went to Academy last week.
Yeah, so maybe Dick's.
Did Chloe send Michaela the link so she could watch the game?
How am I supposed to know? I ain't seen Chloe today.
where do you get the links from?
I don't know. Michaela said, I thought, she said that,
Last week there was a link to watch it.
That was- yeah.
Last week they posted on there.
but
Yeah.
I think my brother said that the camera was only set up for the Millville field. You couldn't watch anything in the go.
Oh, it was supposed to be. You see the link ad.
They've been posting a little less than last year. Last year was more activity.
The infield, but the path. The only issue they would have with that is they can't do a pass where they're second third, so they're like double and triple. Then you're running dirt to turf and dirt, back to track and dirt. Well, you don't have the inside of, you have the baseline on the first. Yeah. Everything over here is turf or is dirt. And then just the baseline.
23.
No, just the inside. Like, yeah. The inside of the
And Chloe got 19. Regina was number 19 her entire academy career.
oh, what
On her license plate, it says Reg 19.
Oh. I'm sure Chloe would have traded.
She was given number 19 in 2015. And ever since, she kept 19 forever.
Chloe, way back when I started taking them to the Predators game. Pecorini was the goalie, and his number was 35, and she loved him. So she picked up 35, and yes, when she could. I told her to ask for it at Lee, but I don't know if she'll get it.
The good thing is that it's not a super common.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't
Yeah, there's nobody else that has it.
Like
Just
5
me.
and 10, I guess.
Yeah, I thought that 19 was kind of an odd number, but there are so many players for 19. Every time I see a video online or something at play or whatever, I see an 19.
I was definitely have a thing that I want to tie it up on one of the things. Or yeah, I have one of those fishing line things that you hook up around your waist.
I don't hear it.
You can hear it real good behind the stadium.
Yeah.
There's a pole.
All right.
There's a flagpole right there. I think it was supposed to be there.
She bring her a jacket.
I hope so. And that little bag of hers. I didn't tell her. I wanted her to see. She's taking a CNA class right now for 3 weeks. Going to work as a CNA while she's going to school. So it's like they have tests every day. So she studied right up until they left. She was like, I'll bring my stuff so I can study. I said, well, she's not paying you to study. She did.
I saw her play. I was like, that's Chloe. Actually, I was like, is that Chloe?
That's Chloe.
I know it is.
Hey, how you doing?
No, it's kind of cold. I didn't know it was going to be cold. You like my nurse bag?
I like it.
You had to go get a nurse back.
We need to slide over. Do we need to scoot over?
Oh, no, you're good. Wouldn't you get a new bag? Mom gets a new bag if she
I like that.
has like 20 different same type bags. Salsa bags.
That you stole, that I let you have one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I want that red one.
You might get it as a congratulations.
My graduation is 2 Fridays from now.
We heard you joined for CNA classes? That's kind of cool to go with kids, you know. You might be able to teach them something.
She's number one in her class, too.
I was the only person that did all of my clinicals and got 100% on it. So I got to leave early yesterday.
Oh, good. Oh, my goodness.
That's a nice cross.
Yeah. Good job. She let it go! Come on, it's not middle school.
I told Max he got a motorcycle license today, and he said
And finally, fans, welcome to the Tennessee Tempo FC Sports Network. Pulling a little bit of double and triple duty up here in the press box with my producer and broadcast partner, Eric Dorsey, right here to my left, trying to do all of our starting lineups and pregame and everything else. So I'm about a minute late getting a start to this. With that said, it's an exciting day here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, as the home side wearing all red down here on the pitch, attacking left to right. Tennessee Tempo FC taking on one of the top WPSL teams in the country year in and year out. Have a really good team out there on the field tonight in Chattanooga FC. Going through the starting lineups in the back line all the way from the back forward. You have Ella Gilliam between the sticks. In defense, Mary Kinsley Nye on the far side with the ball right now. Through the middle, Savvy Spielman. And on the near side of the back three is Laura Roca. And say her name, and there she is, Roca, taking her space down the wing. Tries to thread it inside to Ashiat Nalugwa, but cannot find her. Through the middle, Sarah Grace Tatum, joined alongside by Ella Tuplin, Lily Filler. And really and truly, the trio of attackers, minus the one up top, in on the near sideline, Ashiat Nalugwa, Lily Filler, and on the far side, Victoria Loyola, while the lone striker up top for Tempo, Brianna Fee, as that ball is going to be fed out of play. I'll try my best to go through with Chattanooga FC's team, do them their justice. In between the sticks, Ashton Blair. Pull up my document that I had because our post here only has last names. I want to do my due diligence if I can and make sure to give them the credit that they are due with both first and last name. Trying to pull up my pregame script. Should have printed it out. And finally, here we are. In goal, number 18, Ashton Blair. In defense, number 3, Claire Paulia. Number 4, Karen Sotayama. Number 6, Casey Vigil. Number 5, Kay Yonida. Number 8, Linka Ono. Number 9, Reika Yuba. Number 10, Luisa Jr. Dos Santos. Number 19, Chloe Reeves. Number 7, Anik Manga Zuma. And finally, number 13, Jimena Hauregi. Tempo are just coming off their first win of the season. Dropped a tough one in their first time out. Home opener against Nashville Rhythm, team from just down the road in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. But bounced back with a 2-1 victory over South Atlanta United. That game was back and forth from everything that I was told. Sadly, wasn't able to make my way down there, and I didn't have a broadcast I could watch, but I know that it was a back and forth game all the way through, and Tempo have finally began to find their legs a bit early in the year, like you have with most teams. You got to figure out the hiccups if you don't have a massive amount of layover between your teams year in and year out. Tempo suffered a little bit to start the year, but have got themselves a little bit of momentum going forward now. Chattanooga FC on the other side, as I said, have been an established program in the WPSL. Won their home opener, or won their first match, rather, against 865 Alliance, who's another really, really good team. So this is two teams that have some confidence going into this game. Tempo right now are lacking in the goal differential department. As I said, you can't hide from the fact they dropped 6 goals in the opener against Rhythm. Ended up having kind of a blow-up first half and only let 1 in the second. With that said, it's been a path of improvement for all these ladies in red down there on the field. Now looking at it from the Chattanooga perspective, they're attacking right to left as you watch it, wearing navy kind of dark blue with white stripes around the leg, white numbers across the back. Looks like I can see them relatively well. Someone who works in sports info, I oftentimes will gripe about being able or not being able to see numbers, but Thankfully, both teams look like they're going to be relatively easy to read. We have a pair of Chattanooga players over top the ball right now. I see number 5, Yoneda, but I don't think she'll be the one taking it. Left-footed ball into the box. Ricochets off the post, cleared by Loyola. Charging it is Filler, who puts a boot to it and sends it not quite out of play yet. Looked as though it might at first. Cannot keep it in play, but escapes danger for once, as that was not a bad long-range effort. I think that may have been Yuba. The 8 or 9 is a little bit hard to see all the way up here in the press box. That said, fans, my name is Harley Dixon. I told you I'm joined alongside by Eric Dorsey in the press box. Really happy to present to you some WPSL action here in the South region. Chattanooga FC, one of the highest ranked teams in the region, while Tempo just dropped out of the top 20 this past week, but trying to get themselves back in, and it could be a statement victory if they're able to get one up on a really strong Chattanooga team. Right there, receiving the pass off of her foot, trying to keep it in play was Dos Santos, not quite able to keep it in, and so it will be a throw coming from Nati Rojas. Rojas wearing the number 11, the Costa Rican, searches for a long ball, drops it to Nalugwa wearing the number 9. The Ugandan and the Costa Rican connecting with the American Fee. Escapes danger with a slick turn. Ball still in play. A lot of dangerous action on that near sideline. Not dangerous in the sense of getting hurt, but these girls are really trying to get out there and make some magic happen on the ball. Again, it'll be a throw-in from the Costa Rican. Looks ahead and has Fee, the former standout at Sewanee. Division III All-American. Her pass can't find its target. Charging back is SG. Makes a really good recovery. Now Loyola with space, though she's being brought down to the floor by Mangazuma. For any listening Chattanooga fans, I ask that you show me a little bit of grace with some of the names. This is the first time I've heard several of these names in my life. So it's bad enough hearing me announce in the stadium, but now you get to hear me for 90 minutes at least. Spillman looks long. The Oral Roberts defender can't quite connect with the target, and that ball will roll all the way back where the Chattanooga goalkeeper is going to have to retrieve it from near the fence. Ashton Blair between the sticks, as I said, in the little bit of research I was doing. I know that she's a graduate of ETSU. It looks as though Chattanooga are building up in a back four. Really similar, it looks like, to a 4-3-3, pretty plain and simple. We'll have to see how it checks out as the game goes forward. Checking in is number 9. I think that's Ono. No, that's Yuba. Pressing his Filler. Now Fee takes it off the defender, still with its Fee. Looks for a left-footed delivery, cuts it into the box, and it's out for a corner. And right now, Tempo are doing their thing with the ball. And guys, sorry about that. I was just made aware of the fact that we've had the banner on top of the screen the whole time. So that's pretty embarrassing for our home match here against a really fun Chattanooga team. Sadly, I wasn't looking at the chat, but I'm sure you all were letting us hear it as much as you could. We apologize for that. I thought we've had a good intro to this game. Sadly, you all probably weren't able to watch most of it very clearly. Rojas delivers the ball into the box where it's brought in by Blair. Well, guys, we're finally back. I think for this first half, we're just going to have to run without a scoreboard. I'd really apologize for that. I know that we're having some difficulties. We've never had that happen before, so we're just going to have to try and fix it when we have more of a break. That said, you guys can't see it yet, but we are just ticking over into the 18th minute of this first half. If you're joining late or if you couldn't see the action from the daggone banner in the middle of the screen, nobody has broke the deadlock yet as the score still sits at 0 each. We all want to apologize profusely from our end, as typically as soon as the game starts and we, put it into our stat program, then it takes that banner off the screen. But for whatever reason, it just seems like nothing was working for us. That said, hopefully we can get something working in the second half so you guys can have something to look at. With that said, we did have Kai Presley enter the game playing up top right now. Brianna Fee playing off the wing. Her pass misplaced. Only one change in the game for either team so far, I believe. With the ball is Zuma. Cuts it in the middle to Yuba, and right back to Zuma it goes. Taking space is Yonida, who looks long. Ella Gilliam doing really well to come forward. I think both of our goalkeepers that we've played, Jordan Butler and Ella Gilliam, have both had some really shining moments. Both of them, I think, have progressed just in a little bit of the time that I've seen them around here with the team this summer. Two really great girls. I think it's a team full of some amazing characters. Waiting for the throw in from Sotayama. One-touch pass to Hageri. Now looking for a ball over the top to Zuma. Instead, it's headed away by Loyola. Loyola connecting with Tatum, trying to drive, but her touch leads her out of bounds for a throw-in for Chattanooga on the far sideline, playing in that right back position. Looks like Casey Vigil. Kai Presley pressing and stepping on the foot of the same player who threw it in. I think it should be a spot kick. It shouldn't be a throw. Indeed it is. Dead ball. With the ball is Yonida. Looks long. MK Nye is in the area. She's able to head it away. Again with Zuma. Cuts the ball in with her left foot. Played out by Spielman. Fee gets a head to it and then gets another head to it again. Presley charging. I think she was looking for Ashiat Nalugwa on the wing. Not quite on the same page. As I was mentioning in our short pregame, it's kind of a free-flowing attack. Players will drop in and out for each other, and right there, everybody dropped and nobody went out. Tatum pressing the player, drops all the way back again with Yonida. I have a feeling I'm going to see her name a lot with how much she's already touched the ball from that right center back position. They'll retreat all the way back to Ashton Blair. Wearing the mint green top to bottom. She looks long, and long it goes. Not a bad ball, but Laura Roca's there. Heads it all the way back to Ella Gilliam, who can play with her feet or her hands. Now she looks to the middle. SG Tatum holding the player up. Referee says play on after she's dispossessed, but Nalugwa was able to bring it back in. The Brazilian finds Tuplin in the middle. We've got a good crowd on hand here for today's game. As you can hear, Chattanooga faithful alongside Tempo faithful all getting involved in the game. Presley's charging, and Presley collides with Blair. Completely incidental, but the center back does need to be careful right there, and Yona does. She nearly clipped the foot of Presley as she was making a run. And now Blair will push everybody forward. And her punt goes dead middle, where MK Nye gets a foot to it. Now Zuma. Zuma with another good long ball, left foot forward. Great job from Ella Gilliam to cut that off and send it back forward. And it could turn into an attacking opportunity for Tempo if they play their cards right. Pushing the press forward, but not too forward yet. Blair taking her space forward, as I'm saying forward so many times. Now we'll wait for a tempo throw. Waiting for the throw from Rojas. Fee puts a head on it, sends it back. Really good turn and dribble right there from Ono. Outside of the foot pass. Looking for Jaregi. Now with it is Dos Santos. Looking for that chip ball over the top or just the through ball, but yet to have much success against Ella Gilliam. We're now in the 23rd minute of play, just past the halfway point of this first half. Not including any kind of stoppage time, should we have any. Game still locked up at 0 apiece. Right now, it doesn't look like Chattanooga have any players warming up, while on the opposing side of the field for tempo, they have at least 4 or 5. We'll have to see who all gets on. Fee does well to take the ball off the foot of Jaregi, and then right back there again defending is the midfielder, number 9, Yuba. And Fee is going to be whistled for the foul on Yuba. Restart play at the foot of Paulia. Yoneda looking for Paulia, but instead she's going to have to go all the way back to Blair. On the near sideline is Sotayama. Instead, Blair puts it into the middle. Will turn over possession now with the Brazilian. Cuts it ahead, searching for one of the duo of Kai Presley and Brianna Fee. Can't quite connect with either. Good connection on the sideline, and again, there's that left-footed kind of chip through ball. Spielman snuffs it out, but Zuma wins possession right back. And there it is again. You can see the game plan in full effect from Chattanooga FC, really trying to play those through balls. I'm always interested to see how different teams set up and attack. Of course, it's no secret that much of the time tempo play in kind of a hybrid back 3, back 4, so teams try to exploit it differently. I thought the player was clearly offside. Either way, it's not going to punish tempo. Right there was nearly a perfectly timed run from Junior. I would have been a little bit shocked had it stood, but indeed it would have. Now we have a pair of subs for tempo and one for Chattanooga. Coming in is Dillard for Chattanooga, while Simoncini comes in alongside Filler. The subs looking to make an impact in this game as it's trickling down past the first half of the first half. Have to see what Dillard does. Looks like Dillard playing in place of number 4, that being Sotayama, playing at that left back position. Gilliam clears the back pass from Spielman. Loyola all tangled up. Play continues. Fee has space. Has Nalugwa on her left. Plays the Ugandan in. Several players forward, several back. Nalugwa cuts. Still with it. Takes the shot. Well blocked. Play continues. Now it's cleared. Tuplin trying to bring it in. Hits off the head of Zuma. Getting possession back. His Dos Santos. Then winning it right back for tempo is Roca. A really physical game being played right now. Both teams showing their merit. Great spin, great turn from Fee, but the spin led her right into another player, sadly. Good job from Tuplin just to see that one all the way out. Jaregi showing a little bit of frustration, punching the table next to the 4th official right there. I see several players from Tennessee Tempo FC's UPSL men's team down in the stands. Appreciate all their support. Again, fans, we appreciate all of you all for tuning in to the Tennessee Tempo FC Sports Network. We apologize as the first 8 or 9 minutes, I think, had the banner over top of it. With that said, keep your eyes on this attack as that's Zuma cutting it inside. Player would have been offside either way, I think. Didn't even try and go for it, was Reeves. They keep that line high, and they're looking for those through balls over and over. And you'd have to think, if you're a Chattanooga fan, eventually you'll find one of those. But Tempo have done really well to defend them so far. Again, it's Brianna Fee connecting alongside Ashiat Nalugwa. Malugwa holding off a defender. Now with Tatum. Tatum initially searching for Filler. Takes a deflection outside where Nalugwa one-on-one now with Vigil. Ugandan stands her up. Cuts it back now. Shot left foot from Presley. Right back to the foot of Nalugwa. Now Tuplin. Tuplin fakes it. Now can shoot. And it's blocked. And Tempo have a lot of numbers forward. Need to be careful not to get dispossessed up high and get countered. But right now, these ladies wearing red top to bottom are looking like they're enjoying much more of this game than I think some fans might have thought so far. With that said, they have to defend these counterattacks because they are coming quick, often, and in a hurry. With it now is the sub, Dillard. She has option in the middle with Reeves. Good defending from Roca. Should just be a throw. Now Dillard puts the ball in. Tatum plays it to Filler, who clears it out of danger. A reset all the way back with Blair, who's telling her teammate to calm down. Dos Santos looking for the big switch. Finds Zuma. Tackle from Nalugwa, the two of them going at it, and there's that left-footed cross. Really doing well is this Chattanooga backline to play amongst themselves, and there might be that ball they've been looking for. Tempo need to mark players in the box. Getting a foot to it was Hauregi, but not able to do much with it. Waiting for the restart at the foot of Gilliam, has Spillman to her right. We are going to hold it as there's a ball behind the goal. Want to make certain that there's not any kind of confusion with it. Now we will indeed be allowed to restart. Gilliam looks long, has Nalugwa. Nalugwa looks back to Nye. MK Nye played a freshman season just last year at Tennessee Tech. There's a lot of collegiate players in both these teams. I think we have one high school player, or well, no, we have several high school players. No, at least two on the field right now. And Simon Cheney, could be Simon Cheney. I really apologize, Issa. I've never quite asked you for your last name's pronunciation. Wearing the number 3 there. That said, that gives me a second to figure out who the sub is. Number 20, Mounts, checking into the game for Chattanooga. Coming off, looks like number 19, Reeves. Indeed, it is Reeves. Hauregi trying to get herself out of a two-player press, and indeed she does. And that'll be a tempo throw, well defended by Laura Roca. Roca gonna get a quick water break. Fee came out with it initially, now Dillard. Well done from Issa. Tuplin now with Kai Presley, who searches, looks long. And Yoneda has it. Now plays it outside to Ono, and Ono going long for Zuma. Looks like Zuma's going to be onside. Really good defending so far from MK Nye. Takes an awkward deflection off the foot of Spielman, but it all works out in the end. Tuplin looks outside to Issa. Good turn from Tatum. Better defending, and then even better getting the ball back is Tatum. Searching long for Fee, and these two teams are locked up into a stalemate here in the 32nd minute of the first half. Losing daylight slowly but surely. The whole second half, I assume, will be played in the dark. Of course, we have stadium lights, but in the general sense, Hauregi will be offside. Tempo have done really well to hold their line and communicate. But you can say that about both teams, realistically. We'll restart at the foot of Spielman. Looks long on the right wing. Presley's there. Now it's Simoncini. Delivers a one-time ball into the box, and not a bad ball, was it? Taking the shot there was Brianna Fee. I didn't think she had a chance to get to it. Blair looked like she was just a little bit hesitant to come out for it. Ended up making the save that she needed to, but still a danger moment here for Tennessee Tempo. Holding the line high. Looks like the sub mounts right at midfield. 6 players in the box for Tempo. Spillman, Roca, and Nye all back to defend. Zuma on the far sideline, defending the 3-on-2. Be a left-footed corner from Lily Filler. Sends it to the second post. Good header to get it out of danger. Now Tuplin tries to get it back into the box. Can't quite connect. It's cleared sky high. Nye gets ahead to it. This ball just ping-ponging around right now. We'll see who's able to come out with possession. Eventually it will be a throw-in for Chattanooga. Not before a sub, however, as Victoria Loyola checks back in for Kai Presley. And Hauregi checks out of the game. Didn't see the player she came on for. Well, I didn't see the number, I should say. It's at number 16, Palazzolo. Hope I'm saying that right. It's a beautiful thing about this level. As much of the time you don't get pronunciation guides. Doing my best. I ask that, again, you show a little bit of grace. Simoncini going to be called for the foul. There hasn't been a ton of whistles in this game for any kind of dangerous contact, but there has been quite a few little nitpicky fouls, but the center ref has had good control of this game so far. 34 minutes into it, and we'll replay again, starting from a set piece with Yoneda. I assume she's going to try and curl that into the second post. We'll see where she looks. Not quite enough on it. Getting ahead to it was the sub Palazzolo, and not a bad ball right there, charging it. Shooting, Tuplin clearing. Was trying to look for numbers. I couldn't see them in the moment. That was Sotayama, who ended up getting on the end of that, not quite overhead kick, but however you would want to call it. I guess it technically was an overhead kick from the player on the edge of the box. Chattanooga now really starting to press and push forward with some joy. Trying to find one before the end of the first half. I'm sure if they find one, this is a team that can really start to pile them on with confidence. Throw in from MK Nye. Get some good air under it. Brianna Fee is there, and she wins it. Fee, a really physical player. As I said, played her college soccer at Sewanee. Whenever she first reached out or we connected, I knew that she was going to be a player that could really make a difference. She's looked excellent in this game. I try to give as much praise as I can to both teams. Both have done really well for this still to be locked up at 0 each. Filler cuts it back, lays it off for Nalugwa. Simoncini is through. She'll cut it back. Left-footed ball, tries to switch it, can't quite get the air underneath it that she needed. Now MK Nye puts it forward again as Mounts was searching for a touch. There will be a foul whistled in the middle of the field. Didn't actually realize where the foul happened, so I'd love to give you a number, but I'm not certain. We'd all be playing the guessing game. Looks like Yoneda again on the set piece. She goes long. Roca's there. Roca gets the head to it. And again, they're going to look long. It's the battle of the number twos as both Roca and Dillard were there. Roca, no-nonsense clearance. Gets it out of play. Lets Tempo reset their defense. Spillman defending alongside Roca. Tatum tried the clearance, took an initial deflection off of a Chattanooga player, and now that was Yoneda climbing the ladder. And by the ladder, I mean the back of Asia Nalugwa, so she will be whistled for the foul. And it will be Savannah Spillman, the set piece from the American football 30-yard line. Goes long again. Winning the header is Yoneda. I said I felt like I was going to say her name a lot in this game, and indeed I have. Fee escapes pressure. Player down on the floor. Wait to see the referee blows his whistle. Still continuing, playing advantage. Now Tatum searching for Loyola. Overhead kick, and Loyola hits the deck. And then there we go. That will allow the player on the floor to be checked on, as let there be light. The lights flick on here at the stadium. Player on the floor is Luisa Junior Dos Santos, wearing the number 10. Our athletic training staff will come out on the field to check on the player. I see one of her teammates saying that she'll need a sub, but I don't see anybody coming to check in just yet. Tempo still have 4 players down, keeping ready. Anytime they can come into the game, making sure the moment is there. I don't see who came in for the player. Looks like she's staying off the field for now. Don't know if they'll actually make the sub. Yeah, I'm only counting 10 players on the field for Chattanooga, but was not a math major. That'll be a Chattanooga throw on the far sideline. And again, now it flips right back to Tempo. High arcing throw from Loyola. Filler and Nalugwa both there. Nalugwa drops to Tuplin. Tuplin takes a shot from range, just trying to test the keeper. Don't hate the attempt from the English midfielder. Now it looks like we will have our sub. Looks like we may have a duo of subs, as Hauregi makes her way back onto the field, bringing off Zuma. Looking for a number from our second sub. Looks like number 11. Number 11, that being Palos. Getting her first minutes of the game. In the 40th minute now, just about 5 and added time left. These two teams still all knotted up at 0 apiece, as Blair's goal kick doesn't quite connect. Simoncini looking ahead. Chested by Brianna Fee. Dillard all over her back, keeps possession. Dillard again, now with Nalugwa, has Tuplin. Tuplin pressure on both sides. Roca plays it to her most central center back, and Savvy Spielman. Roca 1-2 with Tuplin, able to keep it in play. Looks long, but it will be a throw-in. Tuplin's pass led her just a little too far forward. A little bit of a disagreement about where the throw-in is actually going to be taken, but eventually given right around the 20-25 yard line on this right side of the field. Throw-in connects with the sub, Palos. Searching long, there's the attack we haven't seen in a few moments, as Tuplin hits the deck but is still back to defend, ripping a shot from range, and Gilliam's able to handle it easily. Roca with it on the right side of the 18, has Tuplin. Tuplin connecting with Simoncini. Roca looks long. Fee in a foot race. Yonada's there. Fee hits the deck, trying to make the tackle. Filler does make the successful tackle, and now she's in space. Crosses the ball in. Second post is Loyola. Well, getting a header to it was Vigil. It looks like there's going to be a foul or a throw-in one. I was just looking at Chattanooga's roster to figure out if that was Vigil or not, and I didn't actually see what happened. Looks like it's going to be a foul. Loyola, I saw her scraping herself up off the floor. Hauregi going to be taken back 10 steps now. 10 steps, 10 yards, whatever it is. They always, every time I ask a referee, they tell me this is 10, and then it feels like it's 5 steps apart depending on who it is taking those steps. That said, players loading towards the second post. Loyola's on top the set piece. Has Tuplin short. She tries to go direct. It goes off the wall. Loyola again taken to the floor, and Jauregui, I don't think, is going to argue with that one. Loyola, a really tricky player, plays her college soccer at Lindsey Wilson. She's been there for a couple years now. As well as Lindsey Wilson on top of the ball. Ashiat Nalugwa, and back helping defend Laura Roca. Nalugwa will take this free kick. Tuplin lurking near the second post. It's on frame. Well handled by Blair. Not a bad attempt from Nalugwa, all things considered. Blair throws to her right back. That should be Vigil. And Vigil connects with Jauregui. Jauregui was on the left side of the attack earlier on in this first half. Now trying to switch things up, putting her on the right side. Roca with 3 players running at her, needs to keep her poised. Dichi does. Sends it back to Gilliam. Gilliam had Simoncini. Player doesn't end up making a connection. That was Dillard trying to get ahead to it. Thankfully for her, never even touched the ball. Now Lily Fillard gets the last touch on that one for another Chattanooga throw from Yoneda. And instead they'll lay it off for Dillard. Dillard goes long. Mounts is there. Now Spielman. Good tackle from Savannah Spielman, but now Tempo need to reset, get numbers back, as Chattanooga have a number of players forward. Assume it'll be Dillard again, now in the 44th minute of this first half. Center ref going to tell Dillard to go further down. Sure she won't complain about being closer to the goal. Long throw met by Spielman. Now Filler. Filler's ball goes into the middle. Probably not exactly what she wanted to do. Ono trying for a dangerous moment. And that tackle from Palazzolo will give a throw-in to Tempo. Palazzolo wins the first header as She Tatum puts it ahead. Has Nalugwa. Really good job right there from Nalugwa to come out with that ball. It was a tough one to wrangle in, but she did it. Now in the 45th minute, we'll have to see how much stoppage time is actually added. I don't think there should be much added. We'll have to see how these teams make their halftime subs. Or any kind of changes in playing style or formation. Loyola down the left wing. Has a defender closing her down as well as one in front of her. And somehow Victoria still has it. Has Nalugwa with Dillard on her side. Simoncini dropping back into defend as Nalugwa takes her space. And Nalugwa is brought to the floor. We'll have a dead ball that should just about end this first half. Again, I don't have any kind of word on stoppage, or added time, excuse me, but we'll see when this first half is brought to a close. Laura Roca appears to be the one who will be taking the set piece this time. Been quite a few dead balls for either team. As I said, I don't think there's been truly much dangerous or intentional fouling of any kind, but there have been a few set pieces to be had by both teams. The Brazilian here will take the right-footed cross into the box, testing Blair, and Blair meets it confidently. She's going to look long. Play will continue. Spielman's there as well as MK Nye. Nye gets ahead to it. Roca has to deal with an oncoming group of Chattanooga players, but not before the end of the first half, as we'll end with this thing all knotted up at 0 apiece. Again, fans, one more time from us here on the Tennessee Tempo FC Sports Network. We're sure you won't want to hear it, as you would have rather seen the field for the first few minutes, but we apologize, as it's the first time it's happened to us. But naturally, you know, whenever you're trying to put on a good broadcast, there's always some kind of hiccup. But we hope that you all have enjoyed the first half of action as Tennessee Tempo FC is hosting Chattanooga FC, and after 45 minutes and only 1 or 2 of stoppage time, this game is still all tied up at 0 apiece. We'll be back in around about 15 minutes for the second half of action.
have done it this way, it's $1 million.
$1 million. Maybe 6,000-7,000.
Yeah.
What does it mean? What does that mean?
You ever seen Austin Powers?
$1 million.
Is that your favorite show?
No. No. How could you think it was my favorite show?
You said it's your favorite show.
There's a lot of stuff that we copied.
Wait, so one of us is named after something.
No.
This is me in a nutshell.
It's your favorite show or movie or something.
There's a lot of things that we have.
Tombstone's my favorite movie.
So show. Austin Powers. I've heard you say stuff about that so much.
Yeah, you gotta watch a movie. The Gold Member. What was it? Yeah. $1 million.
I have no idea what you're talking
When he goes to turn around in that tunnel.
Those movies are so dumb. They were so fun.
It was.
It's almost like Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Remember
that was his favorite.
Top Gun, the Naked Gun, and
Naked
then,
Gun, Airplane.
Top Secret.
Oh my goodness. I don't know.
Yeah, that Top Secret was funny when he goes to grab the phone and you see it, it's so big, and then he picks it up and
Oh yeah, when he reached.
when they're talking behind the glass and to the doors. Yeah. That movie was so dumb. That was, man, I was in middle school when that movie came out. That was a long time ago.
I actually seen it again last week.
Really?
He used to love that Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about so dumb? It's only a flesh wound. Oh my!
Mom, what's contracture?
It's when your muscles and tendons.
It's when you build something.
No, that's contractor.
When they shorten and they're pretty much stuck there.
Wait, what? So you.
It's when you're when the muscle's in a shortened position for a prolonged period of time, and then the muscle shrinks and adapts, and then it's stuck like that.
You know what that also sounds like? Atrophy.
No, atrophy is when
Lack
you
of
lose.
use.
You don't have to have a contraction. to
Lack
have
of use?
atrophy.
Lack of use?
Atrophy is a wasting away of the muscle from lack of use.
Is that what happens to
Your hands
those guys
don't have
that
atrophy.
No, I don't know what this is, but
the Viking head?
the
Your mom says she's starting to get it.
trigger finger. It's a trick. It's a.
No, trigger finger is when you go like this.
Yeah.
That's trigger finger. Yeah. Yeah.
Pew pew. Oh my goodness.
So, Mom, why would someone get contraction?
That's when you get hired to do something.
Sometimes patients that are, say they're in the
They
bed.
need a house built
Yeah.
or a building?
Yeah, they contract it.
Explaining something to her.
You're going to grab your heads and
Yes.
slam them together.
Oh my God.
Look how pretty that is.
She's trying to study.
And when you're older, like the feet will drop like that. This will get shortened, and then they can stretch it out.
Because
Or
they're
because
not using it.
they're in a position, and so the muscle is in a shortened position, and it stays there for a long time. So your body adapts, and it stays in that position. So then when you try to stretch it, you can't.
Like when Michaela's tongue, she wasn't pulling it out, so it Look at that XP, boy. You like this? Look at his ass.
And we are back underway here at beautiful Siegel High School in lovely and amazing weather tonight in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We rejoin you after a pretty relaxed yet intense first half, as crazy and kind of counterintuitive as that can sound. Both teams had a lot of really big chances, not quite as many shots on goal, but both teams were working their own system well and trying to find one past the other, but neither was able to break through. Right now, Chattanooga restarts with the ball wearing navy blue top, bottom, and socks, attacking left to right as you watch it, while Tennessee Tempo wearing red from top to bottom are attacking right to left as you watch it. And attack they will, as that's Victoria Loyola one-on-one right now, trying to play a ball forward for Brianna Fee. In front of her was Yonida, doing some good defending. Again, the ball at the foot of that right side center back Yonida, which we saw a lot of in this first half. First 45 minutes down, though, neither team able to find that killer breakthrough. Ella Gilliam coming way forward, and she's going to send it right back the other way. Really confidently done there by the goalkeeper for Tempo. Winning it back for Chattanooga is Yuba. Good slide tackle again from Victoria Loyola, and these two teams are starting off quick, fast, and in a hurry. Ashiat lays it off for her college teammate Loyola, cuts onto her right, now chops over onto her left, backing her defender down. Now another comes to support. And a tackle won by Yonida. No, that is not Yonida. That is Yuba. I say that the numbers are relatively easy to see, but they're not the largest across their backs. And plain and simple, I just don't typically call games for this Chattanooga team. So I appreciate all the grace you're willing to give. It'll be an in-swinging corner from Lily Filler. Aims for the second post. Gets a head to it. And that's 1-0 off the head of Savvy Spillman. Tennessee Tempo pull one back in the 48th minute and find themselves ahead of a really, really good Chattanooga FC team. Amazing job from Tempo to come out and not let, the highly ranked, you have to say it, highly ranked Chattanooga FC team intimidate them. And it was an amazing ball from Lily Filler, who took a corner with her left foot earlier in this game, and now took one with her right foot, put it right near the PK spot, and Savvy Spielman, the Tempo's most central center back, was there to meet it. And now this game is wide open as Tempo have pulled ahead by a goal to none, but now they have to try and stop a team in Chattanooga who I'm certain will be pressing and pressing now, trying to get a goal back. Ashiat Nalugwa tied up on the near sideline with Vigil. There's going to be a whistle called against Nalugwa, and Onyeda looked like she was trying, Yoneda tried to restart quickly. There's not going to be any yellow given as they tried to take it quickly. You can hear the fans in the stands for Chattanooga asking for that to be given as a card. I think that the center ref is trying to keep this game under control and say that you have to give the player a moment to get back, as they tried to take it just about as quickly as possible. Though that's something to look at now, as Tempo are going to have to slow down a team who, as I mentioned, are going to be chasing with everything they've got now to try and prove a point, and that is that they're one of the best teams in this conference and in this WPSL as a whole. Long throw looking for Dillard. Dillard has to slow down. She wins it. Defending is Tuplin. MK Nye is back, and it's going to be a limp shot in the end. Not much on it from the Chattanooga forward. But this game, as I mentioned in the first half, was knotted up with no goals being scored, but already now Tempo in the 47th minute get their first of the game and the first goal of the game. I think this is going to set up to be a thriller here in Murfreesboro. Can Tempo hold on to this 1-0 lead? Whereas can Chattanooga now not just pull one goal out, but at least two if they want to try and get all 3 points? Now Loyola going down the sideline, flicks it over the defender once, does it again. And now with her back to the player, that was Yuba. And Yuba going to be given a foul. Yonida starts quick, looks long, and I think it's going to go. It was about to go well long. Gilliam looked like she was going to get a foot to it. a foot to it, get a hand to it. Center ref says that she didn't touch it, though, so it will go out for a goal kick. I try not to be a commentary, referee. It looked like up here she touched it, but obviously I'm looking at it from about 75 yards away and about 30 yards higher. Filler, I think, would have been whistled for offsides either way. It was a really close call. Yoneda sends it ahead. Amazing job right there from MK Nye, holding off the pressure of Zuma. And you can feel the press all the way here up in the press box. This is a Chattanooga team that really did not want to drop points, I think, coming into this game. I said Tempo were trying to find their footing still, coming off their first win of the season. Now Zuma countering quickly, plays it off the leg of Nye, takes a good deflection. Spillman needs to get rid of it, shot from range. And it's saved by Gilliam. One of the first real shots on goal of this game. And Gilliam is there for it. Now she'll punt and look long. Nobody gets a first touch to it. Now it's Filler. Cleared by Yoneda. The ball just ping-ponging around in the middle. Coming out with it eventually was Yuba. Yoneda again. Looks long. I think the player was onside. That's going to be a dangerous ball. 4 players forward for Chattanooga. Only 3 back to help defend. Slots it inside. Spillman first touch. And now Spillman able to get it out of play, at least for a throw-in for Chattanooga. No matter what way you cut it, it looks like Tempo are going to have to defend a lot in this game. Throw in for Chattanooga, now in the middle to Palos. And cleared by Filler for a throw in again for Chattanooga. A battle on the far sideline. It stays with Chattanooga for another throw. Well done by Spielman to get a foot to that to stop the counterattack, but it will be a corner for Chattanooga, and one of the first that I've seen them defend this game. I don't know that it's the first, but there's not been many. I think it'll be that set piece specialist in Yoneda taking this one, as she's taken just about every dead ball so far in this game. Roca defending the first post. Spillman in the area. Everybody else crowded at the second. MK Nye trying to help her goalie. Now we'll have the in-swing and delivery. Skied high. Getting ahead to it was Fee. Tuplin trying to charge that one down. Not quite able to. Loyola holding the line high, forcing some defenders back. But you can see right now how much Chattanooga won a goal. That's Vigil near the byline. Sneaks its way through. Chance in the box. And now Tuplin tries to clear it. Can't get a foot to it. Zuma has it. Zuma left-footed ball in the box. Several collisions. And finally Spielman's able to get rid of it, but it's still not out of the danger zone. And a half volley shot from range from Yuba. It won't quite connect with its target. Apologies, that was Ono that time. Gilliam with Spielman to her right. Nye to her left. It is Spielman. Chip ball over the top. Loyola, good touch, brings it down. 2 players coming to defend. This game has turned into a real slugfest. Both of these teams trying to keep any kind of momentum they can. Good tackle from Loyola, and it's yet again another throw. Quickly taken by Vigil. Sneaks through. Zuma in a danger zone. Tries to take it early through the uprights for 3 points in American football, but nothing on the field tonight. Gilliam goes long. Now with Loyola. Header from Yoneda, and she has it again. Nalugwa dropping in to help. Plays it forward. Filler gets a touch to it, but bounces off of her foot. Tatum recovers. Outside looking for Rojas. Again, it's a chance for Chattanooga, sending more and more players forward. Yuba has it outside to Zuma. Zuma can shoot or pass on that left foot. Good defending, and Tempo are just defending wave after wave of attack from this Chattanooga team. You can see the quality that Chattanooga possesses, but Tempo are playing right now like their life depends on it. Overhead kick from Palazzolo, and Gilliam is there for it. In the 56th minute of this game, time slowly ticking, Tempo leading by a goal to nil. Filler colliding with the most central player in Paulia. I haven't said her name a lot in this game, but right there she met Filler in the air. Loyola can't quite get a touch to it. Cleared forward. Dillard trying to keep it in play. Is she able to? Indeed she is. Lays it off for Palazzolo. Is she onside? It won't matter either way. Well, she was eventually whistled for offside, but Gilliam was there for it as a lead pass just had a little bit too much lead on it. Tempo keeping players warm back behind. Now what is the visiting goal? Nobody off the bench. Not quite yet for Chattanooga. Spillman looks long. Header from Chattanooga. Nalugwa in the area. Put forward. Zuma's there. Brings it down. Flicks it to her winger. Now Yuba central. Palazzolo header forward. And Gilliam is there. Spillman getting tied up with Palazzolo, but nothing in it. Gilliam punts it just shy of midfield off the shoulder of Nalugwa. Loyola gets past Vigil initially. Good tackle from Vigil. I said this game is getting scrappy, and I think it's going to continue to get scrappy. And a push in the back from Ashiat Nalugwa. And the fans here for Chattanooga are screaming for a yellow card. It's going to go back and forth. No yellow cards in this game so far. We'll wait for the restart at the feet of Yoneda. Oh, and there is the yellow card brandished to Nalugwa. First one of the night. Spoke that one into existence. We'll hold this up for Presley till our center ref allows it. And there Presley will make her way onto the field. See who she brings off. Looks like it'll be Lily Filler. Filler has been playing her hind end off in this game. I think you can say that about just about anybody that's been on the pitch tonight. Head coach Skip Dom and his staff from Home Gamez and Roberto Alvarado all offering some words of wisdom. Filler will get a much-earned break. Yoneda has it. And she goes long. Gilliam going to have to come out for it. Great job there by Gilliam. As Palazzolo nearly blocked that punt. Dillard's in the area. Ball off the foot of Presley. Dillard will have a throw. Tries to go quick. Instead, is going to pull it back. The fullback four back to help. Looks long. Zuma, I think, was onside. Gilliam going to have to be really careful. Have to command her box. Player at the edge will have a shot. And she skies it. That maybe could have been the best chance of the game so far for Chattanooga. They finally held that run onside. Zuma had Nye beat. Nye came back to recover to cut off the angle of the back post. But right at the edge of the box was Ono. And oh no, she says, as that one goes between the uprights of the American football goalpost. With it is Yuna. Now again, Zuma. Lays it off for Yuba. Crossed in. Cleared from danger by Savvy Spielman. Be a throw in for Zuma. 60th minute of action. You can feel the intensity ramping up. Header from Tatum. Now Presley, deflection back nearly into the box. This game is as back and forth as it gets. Gilliam's there. There's a big collision. Looks like all the players are fine to play. I think that was Dillard that was trying to charge, using that pace on the wing. She actually played more defensively in the first half. Looks like she's the true left side winger right now. Gilliam searching for Rojas. It'll sneak its way past to Presley. Now Fee charging Yoneda. Calmly done by Yoneda. And again, it's at her foot. There's that long ball. And Zuma, great tackle from MK Nye just to slow things down. Zuma still has it. Great step out of the back from Roca off the foot of Tuplin. Both players sliding at the same time. Header from Rojas to slow it down. Players charging at the second post is Vigil. Vigil tries to put it in play. And therefore it again is Ella Gilliam, who is earning her paycheck tonight, as she's had a lot of work to do in this game. Looks like we will have a sub for Chattanooga momentarily. Gilliam plays it into pressure from Roca. Roca hits the deck. Play continues. That's Palazzolo. And they said that it's a head injury, so that's why they stopped play. Roca is indeed holding her head on the floor. I know fans hate to see it if it goes against you. However, you have to respect the rules of the game as best as you can. When there's a potential head injury, have to check on the player. And it looks like Roca is fine to play, but it seems as though it was going to be given as a foul either way. As Tempo do restart with the ball, and Roca doesn't have to check out. Fee can't quite get ahead to it. MK Nye defending, heads it over to Loyola. Loyola and Zuma tied up. Play continues. Another really good ball through. Now Palazzolo, an amazing job initially defending and cleared by Savvy Spielman. And this Tempo defense has their fans on their feet, as this game has just went back and forth. And right there, the most dangerous moment of the game, Palazzolo was through on goal, essentially one-on-one with Gilliam. Gilliam made herself big, took the initial deflection from the shot, and then clearing it just in front of the line with Savvy Spielman. Chattanooga, you can tell, are just going to attack with confidence, and confidence as they search for a goal to level this thing up. Roca defending. She'll clear. Now Fee dropping in. She'll just play it long, give Tempo a chance to reset. Charging it down was Kai Presley. Presley was indeed pressing right there. Good header from Nye. We'll take that as eventually one of the counterattacks are going to fall through for Tennessee Tempo, but in the meantime, they're going to have to stop a really, really good attacking team and a really good team in general in Chattanooga, who have had much of the ball since the goal in the 48th minute. Well done by Nye. Tries to find Presley. It's one in the middle by Ono. And well offside is Vigil right there, but there's that attacking prowess that I'm talking about with Chattanooga. I've said it several times, and you can see it playing out exactly how they want to much of the time. Now Loyola going to make her way off the field for Remy Clark, wearing the number 15 here on this near sideline. Clark, a graduate of Cumberland University, one of at least a couple here tonight that either played at or are playing at Cumberland. Can Fee keep it in? She indeed can. Presley's charging it. Presley's all by herself. And now it's called for something. I didn't see what exactly had happened. It looks like our near side linesman is going to say that that ball had went out of play, though play continued. So our center ref must have not quite been able to connect right in time as you would have hoped. But with that said, we'll pull it back for a throw-in. Vigil back to Yoneda. Now Paulia inside to Ono. Threads it forward. Has Dos Santos. Fee almost running into her teammate in Presley. Both of them trying to command the same area. Yoneda again. I've said her name more times tonight than I probably said anybody. Is I know Chattanooga trail 1-0 right now, but she's had an excellent game. And talking about having an excellent game, MK Nye has commanded that left side center back role just about as well as you could have asked her to tonight. Waiting for a ball. And we finally have one. Inside to Palazzolo. Palazzolo's touch leads her astray. May have been trying to connect with Vigil, but not quite able to get on the same page. Taking a moment just to get my breath as there's not been much action going on for the last couple minutes. Vigil will have the throw as it looks like Laura Doria will check in for Kai Presley. I said it, Presley really made her name count as she was pressing as much as she could there in the minutes that she gave, and they were indeed good minutes. Players continuing to stay warm behind the tempo goal. Throw in from Vigil, tackle won by Fee. Vigil again will have it. Now she has Zuma. Off the thigh of Zuma again with Vigil. Vigil switches the play across the turf. Now Palazzolo through the middle. Look to make a run. Instead, it's going to be Yuba. Oh, no. Can't quite connect, though. It's going to be called offsides either way. Ella Gilliam will have it again. Fans, of course, want to thank you for tuning in to the Tennessee Tempo FC Sports Network. Mentioned it before, the broadcast isn't always perfect, but we try to give you all a good free broadcast for everybody who's not able to come and watch online. Appreciate everyone, whether you're a Chattanooga fan or a Tempo fan or just a women's soccer fan. Roca goes long, header from Dos Santos. Roca again gets a foot to it. And that one eventually will sneak over into the stands. I was waiting to see if it went over or not. Our center ref is going to tell Tempo subs to stop kicking the ball. Need to bring the ball in play. It's okay to get warm, but you can't have the ball out here behind goal just in case there would ever be any kind of confusion. Laura Doria fouled as she began the attack. Anaya LaFloria will lay the ball behind the goal. Laura Roca has the dead ball. Spillman through the middle, Nye on the near side. Tuplin all by herself in the midfield. Roca goes long, edge of the box. With it was Tatum initially. Now Nalugwa. Tuplin escaping pressure only momentarily. Now Palazzolo. And again, it's Nalugwa. Doria connects with Roca. This game is going just about quicker than I can talk. Spillman drops all the way back to Gilliam, who I think will go long. She indeed does. That one skied high. Dos Santos header forward. Spillman again. Now it's Yuba searching for that ball, and again whistled for offsides. Can't even see what number that is on the far sideline. I apologize. I think that's one of our subs. That could be Mounts. But again, we'll hold up play for another offside call. Palazzolo, the only player facing or in front of the ball, everybody else facing the ball. Spillman looks long, as I have said probably too many times tonight. Tempo right now looking for a moment of attacking brilliance to give themselves a cushion, while Chattanooga have been all over Tempo since The home side here put one in. We'll have a pair of subs readying up for both teams. Looks like Anaya LaFloria will come in for Tempo. Well, we have a starter here in Reeves ready to come back into the game for Chattanooga. As G. Tatum makes her way off the field, LaFloria checks in. Tatum, if you're a Tempo fan or if you're just anyone who cares to know, was actually just married, I think, a weekend or two ago. So I actually don't think her name's Tatum anymore. I need to speak with SG and figure out, if she's going to change her name or if it's hyphenated or what. Looks like a player had their foot stepped on. We'll hold up play initially, as I think that was Tuplin on the far sideline. Looks like she's fine to play. And now they'll pull it back as there was a foul whistled on Rojas. See Tuplin's in some discomfort. Who better than Yonida to take the set piece for Chattanooga? She's what you would call a true set piece specialist. Has a rifle of a right foot. And she'll rifle this one in. Curling ball. Header from the pair of LaFloria and Roca both. Now Rojas. Ball still in a danger zone. I think that is Dos Santos. Tries to cross it. Takes a deflection off the foot of Rojas. Nalugwa trying to connect with Fee. Not on the same page. 72 minutes in. Chattanooga made the trip out here as one of the top teams in the conference. And as I said, full credit to them, one of the best teams in the country at that. And they have done their thing tonight, just done everything except for put a goal in the back of the net, as both these teams have really impressed the heck out of me. Dos Santos through the middle. Looks for the switch. Defending is Clark. Not a bad ball through. That's Yuba. Lays it off for Zuma. Still in a danger spot. Clark coming out for it. And eventually it's cleared by Savvy Spillman. Another shot. And man, oh man, this game has had it all. I don't know if there's enough superlatives out there for all the action that we've had in this game. But it is a shame that this is just a 1-0 game if you're a neutral, because these two teams have been attack, attack, attack. And Tempo have defended and played this whole game like they have a real point to prove. Whereas Chattanooga, I think in these last 18, 17 minutes now, are going to do everything they can, not to just pull one back, but to try for two. And again, whistled for offside. That time Sodayama, haven't said her name in a few minutes. She's going to chase it down. And Spillman steps over to take the set piece. I don't have an exact number on how many offsides there have been in this game, but Tempo have played that high line in their defense just about as best as they can. And it all starts with the player right there who just kicked off in Spillman, as she's the leader of that back line. LaFloria tries to get ahead to it. Lays it off for Zuma. Clark coming back to defend. Facing her is Nye. Nearly sneaks its way through. Will it be a goal kick or a corner? Indeed, it's a goal kick. Now we will have another sub for Chattanooga, number 17, Helms. Apologies, I don't have some of these first names. But Helms, that should be the first time she has seen action tonight. I think that may be Vigil that came off, just waiting to see her number. No, that's Dos Santos. Zuma tries to flick it on. Nye's defending. Back to help is Clark. Going along was Yuba off the backside of Laura Roca. And Roca, I think Chattanooga won't be happy to see her go down, but she took a shot right into her lower back. And you know that if you've never had any kind of back injury, that's something that you really don't want to play around with, because that's something that can affect you for a lifetime. I speak of that as somebody who tore a muscle in my back before, and it took me really several years to recover from, whenever I used to be a very, very below average American football player. Looks like Charlotte Barnes will ready herself to play, but I feel for Laura Roca. I think she may be okay to play, but Again, I'm sure Chattanooga won't want to see it, but I hope that our Tempo fans would show grace just the same as we are trying to show grace to them. And Charlotte Barnes will step on. Roca will come off. Even if it's just a momentary bit of pain, I wouldn't want to have a delivery off the foot of Zuma into my back either. Tuplin sends it long with Yoneda. Eyes up Polya initially. Now again looking for the long ball. LaFloria puts it in the air. It's a mix of air and sky right there for you. Feed to Clark. Now Nalugwa. Nalugwa has a player in front of her to her right and on her left side. There's Helms, the sub, getting her first touch of the game. Tempo keeping that line right where they need it. I think that's Mounts on the far sideline. Again, I apologize. I don't have a pair of binoculars, and players had her back facing towards me most the entire second half. Doria recovers it. Now Tuplin ahead to Barnes. Doria on her right, and Nalugwa through the left. Good recovery from Helms. There's the fresh legs you need in a game like this. Outside has Yuba. Central to Yoneda. Threads the needle. With it is Reeves. Tackled by Rojas. Again, they go long, and again, it's Ella Gilliam. 77th minute, just about to tick into the 78th. Pressure mounting on this Chattanooga side. Touch from Rojas. Tuplin goes long. Header won by Polya. Right back again to Tuplin, who plays Clark into space. Ahead of Clark is Nalugwa on her left. She finds the Ugandan. One-on-one with Yoneda. Ashiat cuts onto her right. Lays it off. Now Doria. Doria shoots. Blocked. Not the Rojas. Connecting with Fee. Good tackle. Tuplin shoots. She puts it on frame, but can't do much else with it. Forcing the keeper to have safe hands. Sends it sky high. Clark was there, forced a big touch from Zuma, but she's able to recover it right back. Doria stepping to the player. Going long is Ono. Players on side. Dangerous ball into the box, header. And Gilliam is there for it. I kept saying that's Mounts. I think that's Dillard on the left wing. I apologize if your family is listening, Miss Dillard, but I was seeing the 2, and I was thinking it was 20, but she's been playing on that left wing most of this second half, hasn't she? So my mistake there. Zuma pressing Clark. Clark ahead, trying to look for Barnes. Yoneda again. Nalugwa pressing Ono. Goes back to Vigil. Clark stepping. Another good ball, but it's going to have just a little bit too much on it. And Ella Gilliam, you have really impressed me tonight. I know your father's down here in the stands, so he's getting a good view of his child having an excellent game. But, man, against a really tough Chattanooga team, it's going to be so important to not play with, low confidence, knowing that they have some amazing players on this team. And this has been just about a complete performance from Tempo, but still lots of work left to do. Just under 11 minutes of regular time left. We'll have a sub coming into the game, number 22, Ramey. Coming off was Reeves. Long throw met by Rojas. Sent sky high by LaFloria. Barnes colliding with the player still in play on that far sideline is Sotayama. And eventually Sotayama is fouled by Barnes. Skip pass in the middle to Yoneda, who goes long over the head of Nye. Spillman has to defend cleanly. And right there, that's the no-nonsense defending that you need. Vigil, quick throw. Back to Vigil. And the referee seeing nothing in it, not yet at least. Is it going to be a throw or a foul? Looks like the linesman going to pull it back. I think that it eventually will be given as a foul. I did see a lot of contact, but there was no whistle from the ref initially. And now this is going to be a big moment for Chattanooga. I've said her name a million times tonight because she's been all over the footprints of this game, but Yoneda needs to make something work right here. The edge of the box is Vigil. Everybody else lined up kind of on the PK towards the second post. Delivery, it's a curler. Header, and it's in the back of the net from Zuma. And I kept saying it, that Chattanooga were going to press to try and get themselves back into this game. And just like that, this one's been leveled up at 1 apiece in the 81st minute of play. That gives Chattanooga some real life in this game, as it was Zuma that got on the end of the set piece. I had a feeling with the delivery that Yoneda has that eventually it could be trouble. And trouble indeed it was, as Chattanooga leveled this one up with not much left of regular time. Tempo now not only have to try and defend a really successful and really high-pressing Chattanooga team, but at that, they need to try and get themselves 3 points. You never just want to take one from a game. But right now at 1-1, it feels like Chattanooga are going to throw absolutely everything that they have at this Murfreesboro side. Tuplin goes long as we have a group of kids here in the stands cheering for Tempo, kind of getting into it with some of the Chattanooga parents. I can't say I've been bullied by a group of 5- and 6-year-olds too many times in my life, but I think they may be trying to bully some of our away fans down here in the stands. Really good job defending from Roca on the far sideline. Header put into the middle. It's Helms. Back outside to Dillard. Polya. Now with Yoneda. She's going to look long. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's been working more in this second half than it did the entire first. Yoneda has Vigil. Vigil one-on-one with Nye. Great tackle. Play continues. Now it's Tatum. Tatum had Vigil on her back, and I think she may have felt it because she tried to release too quickly. And right now, Zuma zooming across this front line, and the player is going to be whistled offside. Chattanooga fans, of course, not going to be happy with it, but I do think from where I was looking, the player who went for it should have actually left it in the end, as there was one player that was onside, but the way that I saw it, the girl who actually attacked it was the one who was off. Well, obviously she was the one that was off, but I do think there was one that was on. Tuplin can't quite connect with Loyola. 84th minute of action. Chattanooga looking to take all 3 points from this game. Tennessee Tempo have not quite been able to get themselves really back into it since scoring an early goal in this second half. Both goals coming off set pieces. Tempo's off of a corner, while down on this end of the field, a foul at the edge of the box gave a chance for a really good curling ball, and amazing work shielding right there from MK Nye. As I said, MK just played her first season of college soccer at Tennessee Tech. Her brother was a part of the national championship winning team for the UPSL side of Tennessee Tempo FC. Braden played a really pivotal role all the way through. Plays his college soccer at University of Auburn Montgomery. Filler charging ahead has Fee. Fee one-on-one with Yoneda. She'll shoot. Test the keeper, but Blair has safe hands. And she goes long. Spillman going to have to defend. Gets ahead to it. Dangerous ball. I thought that it hung up in the air more. Spillman still there. Zuma, overhead kick. Spillman doing everything she can to cut off these attacks. Danger moment. And again, offsides. And again, I have to agree with it. And now Nati Rojas rolling around on the floor. I hope that she's okay. But right now, it's kind of biting Chattanooga in the backside. The fact that they're trying to throw so many players forward, and Tempo have kept that back line pretty well in check the entire time. Both teams have yet to concede a goal from open play. Get a corner and a set piece. I think this Tennessee Tempo team are all going to be due a nice dinner after this game, because I would say they've put a lot of faith into their home fans. And Zuma whistled for the foul. 7-on-7 crime. Yuba has to take her 10 steps forward. Roca will be on the end of this set piece. 86 minute of action. And what action it has been. Issa Simoncini ready to check into this game. Roca's delivery at the second post. And nearly there for it was Sarah Grace Tatum. But it will sneak its way all the way through. And now Issa will make her way on. See who she takes off. It should be Nati Rojas by the looks of it. Costa Rican making way for a Tennessee Tempo FC Academy product in Simoncini. Just won Tennessee State Cup not long ago. MK Nye gets a boot to it, but skies it. And then Spillman again. There's that ball over the top, and that one had the player onside. And Dillard pressing. And now they have Paulia up top as well. So perhaps just looking for all the athleticism they can find up the field. Simoncini really well to get past one player. Still pressing. Amazing job from Tuplin. Play continues. With it is Filler ahead to Fee. Looks like Tuplin was trying to help recover. Issa Simoncini really making a large effect on this game. She goes long, drops it for Fee. Fee hits the deck. Tuplin tries to play a 1-2 with Simoncini. Can't quite connect. Less than 3 minutes left in regular time in this game, but we'll have an injured player on the floor for Chattanooga. I think there was a collision on the ball whenever Tuplin and the player connected, that being Sotayama. Game all leveled up at 1-1. Tempo struck in the 47th, 48th minute, right around there at the beginning of this second half. And just moments ago, it was Chattanooga that leveled it with a set piece of their own. Looks like Lotte Klein will get ready to come into the game. No offsides call. Ella Gilliam has just done everything she can tonight. I did think that ball was offsides, but I always say I'm happy to be up in the press box instead of on the field because I would hate to make that decision, but Ella Gilliam didn't allow it to affect the game as she came out and has done so amazingly, commanding her box all day. Simoncini crosses it into the box. Fee's header! And Brianna Fee nearly just brought this stadium to a massive juncture. We'll hold for a moment as it looks like Lotte Klein will sub into the game. But, man, Brianna Fee nearly just made this stadium erupt. Blair going to push all of her teammates forward. 89th minute of action. Coming off the field is Lily Filler. Klein going to get action as soon as she subs into the game. Dangerous ball. Spillman going to have to make a play. Now Gilliam. Gilliam with the tackle. Cleared. Not out of danger yet. Can shoot. And she skies it. What a moment. What a game this has been. I cannot talk about it enough. Ella Gilliam has just been rock solid in this game. Now in the 90th minute, Tennessee Tempo trying to hold on for dear life while Chattanooga are throwing numbers forward, trying to take all 3 points from this game. Gilliam puts it forward, brought down by Tatum. Zuma and Nalugwa both in the area. 89-30 on the clock. Barnes connects with her teammate Tatum, now with Tuplin. Tuplin looking long. Yoneda doesn't quite connect. Now Loyola with numbers in the middle. Can the Brazilian keep it in? Slides, she does. One-on-one now. Looks for a left-footed delivery, cuts it back on the ground, and it's just cleared. Klein's in the same area as Zuma, and MK Nye Plays it out for a throw-in. Tempo have to get numbers back to defend. And we have a player down for Tempo on the other end of the field. Center ref going to quickly bring the trainer out onto the field, as we are now past regular time in this game. It's all going to come down to these last several moments. I think that's Loyola who's on the floor. Right now, it looks like she's having her ankle checked out. From what I know of Victoria, she's not someone who would play limp or try to play an actor in a situation like this, as she tries to take a step and falls back down. Looks like Marco Longo, wearing the number 10, will make her way into the game in place of the injured, Loyola. No, that's Dos Santos. We have a player coming off as Reeves will check back in, trying to get attackers into the game. Coming out was Ramey. Zuma puts it in the middle. Dos Santos can get a foot to it. She sends it long. Fee trying to hold play up. Has Nalugo on her left. Crucial tackle from Yoneda. Yuba able to keep it in. Goes long. Header flicked on. Amazing job from Spillman. Now Nye ahead. Fee drops in deep. Tuplin on the floor to Nalugwa. Nalugwa one-on-one with Vigil. Ugandan cuts inside. Still with it is Nalugwa. Drops it to Roca. Roca with Dillard in a hurry on her back. Simoncini holds up play long enough to retreat back to Roca. Roca ahead, has Tatum. Tatum and Yoneda side by side. And Yoneda has to put it out of play. Simoncini instead keeps it in. Now with Tatum. She's on side. And can Dillard keep that ball in? She cannot. And again, it's a Tennessee Tempo FC throw. Barring the injury, I can't think that there's much more time left in this game. As Dos Santos put into the middle. Tuplin recovers. Tuplin slots it forward for the sub. Now they go long and long out of play. Another Tempo throw. Beatrice Salas on the opposite side of the field, nursing an injury, playing a ball girl this time around. Simoncini goes long. Header from Barnes. Now Roca trying to clear it. Roca off the leg of a Chattanooga player, and it stays Tempo throw. We are past the 93rd minute, into the 94th of added time. Throw-in goes past the head of Tatum. That's Fee. Fee has been a physical force this entire game. Ball goes long. Players onside. Gilliam has to be there for it. Gilliam gets rid of it. Now Tuplin. And with that whistle, this game comes to an end with Tennessee Tempo FC taking a point off of one of the best teams that you'll watch play in the WPSL. A goal on one end at the beginning of the first half from Savvy Spillman, and on the opposite end, Zuma leveled it late on in the 80th, last 10 minutes of the second half. I'm sure both teams will be upset not to take all 3 points from this game, but man, what a game it was. Fans, again, I want to apologize for having some kind of technical and camera difficulties throughout this game, but we hope you enjoyed what you were able to watch. And if you're a Chattanooga fan, hold your head high, because this is an amazing Chattanooga FC team that you all have. But right now and tonight, Tennessee Tempo FC gave them everything that they had. And in the end, this game finishes level at 1 apiece. From myself and my broadcast producer, Eric Dorsey, we appreciate you tuning in to the Tennessee Tempo FC Sports Network and hope that you'll join us for our next one. Thank you and have a great night.